How's it going, people? It's your boy Questionable Morality and welcome back to the channel. So, as the title suggests, I am going to be releasing an album. And that's why I didn't upload last week, because I've been so burnt out from doing all these different things and trying to get 2 more music videos ready, trying to get lyric videos ready, trying to get stage visuals ready, because I'm doing stuff like that as well. And just there's a lot of pressure on that. So I had to kind of take a week to step back and not really edit any videos, not really do anything like that. But I'm making this video now just to kind of like, as an announcement video. Just so that I can show you from A to Z what this album is, how I'm doing all the publishing and distribution, and all those little weird and wonderful things. So to start things off, let me announce the album name. The name of this album is called Going Nowhere Fast. If you didn't know already, that's what the name is. I have like hinted to it in some of the music videos. And the album art kind of looks like this. I had much shorter hair there, so... But yeah, that's what the album art is. It's pretty simple, just a basic picture. Wasn't looking to go anything too intense. And this album is probably going to be on Spotify and iTunes. I'm just kind of working through the process of uploading those songs to a distributor to get everything out. And there's construction work being done, give me a second. And the date I've set to release this album is the 13th of February. It's a Saturday. I hope everyone can tune in, listen to the album from beginning to end. I'm going to also try and make sure that the lyric videos are all ready by that stage. If they're not too fancy, please bear with me. It's basically a one-man team. And I know you might be saying, why don't you just hire people to help you out? I'm a college student. I don't really have money to hire people to do things. I mean, most of my money is spent nowadays on like getting camera equipment, better camera equipment, getting my acoustic guitar fixed, and that was something that I had to go and do. By the way, shout out Gear Junkies, you guys are awesome. Basically, the quality of what I got back, it was almost like a new guitar. But let's put that stuff aside. So now publishing. A lot of people don't know this, but you have to publish and distribute to Spotify and iTunes through a distributor. So for something like the Living Banter podcast, we use something called Anchor, and that distributes it to all the relevant platforms. But for music, it's a little bit different because there's also publishing rights. And publishing rights are basically how you earn money from, I think, radio plays and stuff like that. I could be getting this completely wrong, but there was a certain distributor that I'm using so that I do get publishing rights, and they also do distribution for me. And during the process of uploading all these songs, it came across a section where I had to say record label, and if you didn't have one, it would just be your name. Here's where things are starting to get interesting. I've essentially started my own record label at this point, which also is a in-house video studio and an in-house recording studio, just so that everything's kind of done under one roof, and I don't have to go out and hire different people to do different things if it's just things I can do in-house. And the name of this record label, if you could call it that, or production company, whatever you want to call it, is called Questionable Studios, and this is the logo that I've decided to go on for now. I know Tia is probably going to be working on a new logo at some point, but I'm not going to be pressuring her too hard on that. She does have a full-time job, and for those of you who don't know who Tia is, she is the girl who was in Quarantine, the lead actress there. So now with having this record label, production company, recording studio, I am obviously going to be looking for artists. I already have someone in mind who I have yet to announce, but that is why at the end of my music videos you see Questionable Studios put up on the screen there, because that's basically the company, I guess you could say, which name I use to kind of represent the people behind making music videos and recording and producing and all that type of stuff. And there was also another project of mine that Questionable Studios was technically its first project, and that was the pipe band, which I'm a part of. We did a virtual recording, and I did all the video editing and the mixing of the actual song. If you want, I'll leave a link to that down below. And right now, Questionable Studios is made up of a few people, and I'd like to give them a shout out because they have helped so much in this entire process. There are obviously a few people who have helped in the creation of this album, more on a sideline that I don't consider to actually be a part of Questionable Studios. But here are the people who I consider to be a part of this company that I've started. And also, I'm not going to give their surnames. If you want to go find them, that's your own thing. But they are Tia, Rian, Tyler, and Andrew, or Puff, as I call him. And those are the 4 main people who are basically a part of Questionable Studios. Now also let me explain what these people's jobs are in this kind of production company. So Tia and Rian are kind of directors, producers, just creators to kind of help the flow of things going, and they've also helped shoot a considerable amount of things. But I trust their input, and most of the time I like what their ideas are, I like how they execute certain things, and it's really good to have a team around you who's honest about things and is constantly giving ideas. Then we have Tyler, who helps out a lot with the photography and filming side of things. So he's done a lot of the photo shoots and quite a bit of the video shooting of the music videos. And then finally Puff. He is essentially the music producer of this whole thing. He got me studio time at Cape Audio so that I could actually record some vocals for this album. And I'm going to be helping him out along the line to kind of be his person to produce for. Because I know where he's studying, he does need an artist to actually produce for as part of his assignments. So it's kind of a win-win situation. I get free studio time, he gets to do his assignments. And I've known him since high school, so me and him have a very good working relationship. And also we send memes back and forth a lot of the time, so there's that as well. So yeah, those are the jobs of those people who are involved in Questionable Studios. And to wrap things off, I'm just going to release the set list of all the different songs on the album. You've already heard 3 of these songs, 2 of which are the final versions. But yeah, let's get down to it. And I'm also going to explain a little bit about them. I'm not going to give too much away because you're going to, eventually when the album comes out, you'll be able to listen to it for yourself. And also hopefully sometime in the future, I'm going to be doing a full podcast on the Living Banter podcast, actually breaking down every single song, so that if you want to really like go deep into like the lyrics and all that type of stuff, I will fully break it down and all that. Alright, so the first song up on the album is Going Nowhere Fast, the title track, which is a really nice and fun pop punk song. Next is Dear A, which you've heard by now. And one of my friends keeps quoting the chorus to me and I'm like, my man, thank you for the support. And I just want to thank you for all the support in that song. It was mind-blowing. I read every single comment. Thank you, and I really hope that when COVID starts dying down again, that I'm able to actually perform that song live, because really it's so much fun to play. Then the third track on the album is called How I Really Feel, another pop punk song, and it talks about going through a breakup and wondering where the hell you went wrong. There's a funny story behind that, and I will explain it all on the Living Banter podcast if we do an episode about the album. Then the fourth song is called IDK, and I'm keeping it at IDK. I don't know, it's IDK, and that's more punk orientated. That's like the fast paced, you know, all that stuff. It's very pop punk, but more in like the avenue of like neck deep pop punk, like Life's Not Out to Get You. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But when you hear it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Then the fifth track is Conscience, which is the heaviest song on the album. And it's more like a metalcore sounding rock song. And it has a breakdown in it, so I mean, yeah, there's that. So if you guys like a little bit of the heavier stuff, I do have that. Then the sixth track, we kind of calm it down a bit to a song called I'm No Hero. It's a little bit more chilled because I did also want to, you know, have kind of a transition song into the more softer songs, and that's kind of it. Then the seventh track is I've Been Missing You, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard by now, and I did a one-take version of it. The new version I did is properly recorded with the proper mics, and I added a few more elements just to make it a little bit cooler. And 8 is Quarantine, which again, you guys have heard, and even though that song didn't do as well as Dear A, I still like the response I've gotten from people about it, and it's a special song to me because it talks about like a few of the more deeper things that like came with being locked down in your house and kind of being alone with your thoughts. So it's not only like a period of just quarantine, you know, because of coronavirus, it's also about actually isolating yourself from a lot of people. Yeah, it just talks about that. Then the last song on the album, number 9, is Sound Out of Frequency, and it is a song I wrote forever ago, and it is essentially my own American Idiot. That's what I've quoted it as, and the first ever demo of that song, which is never gonna come out because it was recorded forever ago, and my voice did not sound what it does like now. I was much worse at singing. I've had to really like work on singing and sing pretty much every day to kind of even get to where I am. And it's quite cool because I've Been Missing You is one of the first songs I ever wrote, And then Sound Out Our Frequency was another one of the first songs I wrote. And it's kind of cool to still be playing them today because I probably wrote them when I was like 13, so 7 or so years ago. To see it kind of reach its full potential and actually be a cool sounding song that has been properly produced and all that is just awesome. So yeah, that's the track list, or set list, or whatever you want to call it. So just to recap, the 13th of February, the Saturday, I'm probably going to do the big release in the afternoon, evening time. I'll make an Instagram post with the full details when I know what's going to happen. And also, the podcast where I talk about songs isn't going to be released on that week. We have something else planned then. It's probably going to maybe be released a week after, so that everyone actually has a chance to listen to the album and kind of grasp what it is. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. And if you're new around here, subscribe. I try to do weekly content, sometimes twice a week. I do some gaming, I do some vlogs. It kind of all just depends on what I'm in the mood for. And if you're curious about what this album sounds like, I will leave links in the description so that you can go and actually listen to the 2 or 3 songs that I've already released, even though one of them is a one-take version of the song. And that's all over on my music channel. But yeah, hope to catch you in the next video. Peace out.